Well, hello everybody. Here I am. It's late my time, Eastern, 1:30, and couldn't sleep good at all. Very stressed out about August 26th, and like that, game over. Doug Ford, all Canadian politicians really, but Doug Ford really went out of his way on the propaganda and the whole Reagan announcement of anti-tariffs and their destructive properties. Complete fabrication, complete AI generation. They have the entire archive video from the Reagan Foundation where he never once spoke of tariffs. And they altered, edited, put actually it's millions of dollars of Ontario taxpayer money into these false propaganda campaigns, and it bit him. It bit him good. Trump announces, as most of you know before me, especially out west, which is really good. And I want everybody to know, earlier today, that link I shared on the White House on Donald Trump's live, like I always do them, and I comment Canada the 51st state, but not this time. I posted 3 prayers, 3 repeat prayers, and there was 11 of you followers who were on and liked on those comments, and there were, at that point, there was only 38 responses, so that got moved up really well, and it was a simple phrase that please praying to Jesus. Donald J. Trump, don't sign the October 26 deal with Canada. We'll be forced to be communist. Please, we need Canada the 51st state. And I'm not saying that that's what did it or nothing, but you know what? We were right up there in queue, high queue, and 11 likes and loves on a 38 like post from the White House at the time was epic and huge. And if you see all the other comments the White House has to go through, all the Democrat trolls, that's a pretty powerful little prayer in Jesus' name. And I have been praying, everybody. I haven't slept well on this for 2 days with Mark Carney because it was scary. And I posted that video, and here we are now. As I'm tossing and turning, I can't sleep. Okay, I'll look at the phone, right? Having a bad sleep, stressed, and there it is. There it is. So Canada and all trade talks are off with the United States of America. I'll tell you how unreal this is. The organization I belong to and work through, our international, posted a picture of Mark Carney, Doug Ford, arm in arm, our international. And I took a great risk on posting on that, saying, you know what? This is going to bite us. Read our Constitution, my organization's Constitution. We have to have you guys revisit that, because right in there, we can't be communist. We're International Building Trades Union, but right in our Constitution, you can't be a member if you support communism or are a member of the Communist Party. So that's been in place since post-World War II, and it's serious. It's serious. So when you support Marxist-Leninists, or you're in a picture doing that, and we're an American organization, and Canadian, but we're merged together. Our international is in Kansas City, and when you do that, it's detrimental. I posted that comment, which puts me at risk, but officially now, after prayers answered tonight, that's one less thing I'm going to have to sleep and think on now, because I'm pretty sure Canadian internationals are going to get a call from the United States of America, and my Canadian international rep is going to get reprimanded as he's there today with Mark Carney and Doug Ford arm in arm after they released a fraudulent video in the United States of America. Talk about interference. There's something major I got to tell everybody here, and I know actually all of you that are up right now are Western Canadians back home. Election fraud, I'm telling you, United Conservative Party of Canada insiders are absolutely and unequivocally tied to the Dominion voting machines and the claim of the stolen election by the Trump administration, okay? Doug Ford, we can say, oh, he's a red Tory. Of course, he's a progressive conservative. Remember where I told you about the registration of that party that's currently the Conservative Party of Canada? Yeah, their real registration starts in 1871. Do you know what the name of their party is? Liberal Conservative Party of Canada. Yeah, it was liberal and liberal conservative. How can you be liberal conservative? This is the whole lie, always lie of Canada. Oh, I know how it works. They're liberal with all the Canadian subjects' monies and very conservative about what exactly values when it comes to an election. But after they're elected, they flip back to liberal. That's why they're called liberal conservative, because they lie to you every election cycle on all the conservative values they hold, and then they get into office and turn full-blown liberal. Almost 99.9% of them. I have only a handful of examples, 2 provinces, one of which is my home province, Alberta, of an actual conservative premier who balanced our budget and actually outdid a lot of the U.S. in the same time period. His record is the best ever in Canada in turnaround for physically being conservative. And there's one more in Manitoba's history, and that's it. That's all she wrote. The rest have been nothing but liberal scumbags. And when I say liberal, this isn't an American term. It actually isn't even American. It's Canadian. So is the word conservative. Liberal and conservative, as I've said before, are Canadian words, not American words. They never had it until after the Civil War and into the late 1800s as Canada's migration of terminology started to infect the northern states. And then next you know, you got a president speaking that way too. So folks, all Canadian politicians are corrupt from all parties, all provinces. And really, I know Albertans want to believe, and other Westerners want to believe that USA is interested in individual provinces. It's all of Canada. If you don't understand the design of America, the president's office, Congress's system and offices, Senate's system and offices, the judicial branch system and offices, you should go learn it, because a lot of Canadians are really far gone. And Americans see it. Americans see it. Many Americans I speak to all the time, and they look and they see and they go, wow, wow. Right now people are running off about allodial title. I can get it from Chat GTP and all this. And it's so pathetic. If you find the Crown's minerals, rare earth metals, substances, carbons, you name it. Anything under the first 6 inches of topsoil, and even if it is in the topsoil, let's say you had a creek running through your farm or acreage, they will take that. That's the Crown's. It's not yours. It belongs to all the provincial premiers, whomever you elect. That's how it works. You don't get it. I don't know how Canadians don't understand this. And you can try to Oxford AI all you want, but just simple truths, really, that are over and over and over again very apparent and in your face. And people have to stop with always trying to find a way out of the Crown, because you can't. You are nothing constitutionally. None of us are. I see especially conservatives going after the First Nations every chance they get. And these same people live in territories that if tomorrow the President of the United States, who's really pissed off right now, there's all kinds of modes and fashions for the USA to get what they want. And I've tried to tell everybody about the Great Wall of Canada, that right across Canada, the very lowest portion, 9% of Canada, is all we really have in private property, and it's no accident. It was designed by the Crown, the Great Wall of Canada from the north, to stop Americans from expanding north. Indians don't live there. There's pockets of transplanted Inuit by our evil Crown. The lands that the First Nations occupy today are places put by the government of Canada, often moved all the time. Their real lands are the 9% we live in. That was all the roaming area of the First Peoples. They followed all the game, all of it. Caribou in BC, elk, and absolutely buffalo and bison. In all the lands all Canadians are today, and it was carved out by British North America to be the Great Wall against the USA. The 13 states in the War of Independence, the British made that line too. And of course, France is the next door neighbor, and France turned around and sold Louisiana. If you want to know about all the USA-UK treaties after the 7-Year War, and UK defeated France, and Napoleon sold all of New France remaining to the United States. That was the start. And then the British had skirmishes and wars with USA past the War of 1812. It never ended. And then USA was pitted against Spain and had to destroy the Spanish Empire. That was completed by the end of the 1800s, 1898, 1900s, Philippines, all of it. And people don't like to read history or know the truth. The last remaining empire that stands in USA's way is Canada here, in its British North America design to stop American expansionism. 91% of Canada is absolutely unoccupied. There's nearly no human existence there. There might be some mad trappers, some natives trapping and stuff like that. Might be some spiritual walkers in some places, but I can tell you it's probably under, in 41 million people, probably under 1,000 people. That's the truth. If USA ended all US-UK treaties over Canada, all of that which we live in, the 9%, automatically gets chopped into all the northern states. All of them. All the northern states get expanded. I provided you that map. The remainder is a territory, largely uninhabited. 155,000 people remain in all of that. That's the Inuit, the Arctic, our 3 territories, and then a vast expanse before them of nobody. That's what Canada did. Made all these little walls to put flags up and borders, just like the British did, because we are designed as their colony to do the same against America. And we're literally, as of just 2 hours ago, we're literally probably 2.5 now. And you can hear I'm very tired. We're literally at the point of massive escalation, including maybe military intervention. Trump positioning all the military in the northern states, the cities, is not for the Democrats. I don't believe so. I mean, they may be using that excuse, and he has that power, but they're preparing for an occupation of Canada in all Canada's major cities. That makes sense to me. That smells like a chess game, a 3D chess game that Americans would play, partisan Democrats and Republicans. And just so everybody knows, when it comes to war, Democrats, actually, they're the party that's more apt to want to go to war. George Bush and his dad were a conundrum with Republicans. You can look at all kinds of wars. Who ended the Vietnam War? Oh yeah, Richard Nixon. Who started it? Who had JFK? I'm not going to take away him as a great speaker and had a lot of great things to say, but let's be real. He was a Democrat president who had mass amounts of armed conflicts all over the world, all around North America, Central America, South America, Island Caribbean. He was everywhere. He was everywhere in conflicts. Vietnam War. Come on, people. Right? And we can go on and on through history. I love history. I read it all. I'm just that kind of guy. And you'll find over and over the party of war. I'm not knocking Americans. I'm just saying, if you want to find the party of war, it's Democrats. They're more apt to go to war than Republicans in initiating. And that's just historical truth. And if you think the Democrats wouldn't be game for something like that, after what we know was going on during Joe Biden with Mark Rubio, and where Joe Biden got with his Senate, led by who? Bernie Sanders. And then now Marco Rubio coming back with House. Now House and Senate Republican. The bill's passed. All of that of the evil of Canada is listed there for any Canadian to read. I urge you to read it. This is its 72 percentile of Republicans and Democrats, and what they know and what they need to stop with Canada. Oh, yeah. And if they're sitting there, it wouldn't surprise me if behind the scenes, not public, because they play chess. And when American Republicans and Democrats get together for anything, any American will tell you, when it's at 72 percentile, that's because they're getting serious, and that means there's something geopolitical on a grandiose scale. And when Canada is the country listed there, you better look out. I don't believe in any military training for any American cities. I can't see National Guard having any issues. I think this is preparing for the event that they have to end all the US-UK treaties, and now all the northern states are expanded. Now you have a full military complement to end a conflict with Canada in just days. Canada would be done. Because our filthy, corrupt, dirty, as you've all seen now, that is a fake video, a deep fake. Big money spent on fabulous AI. And what did I just tell you? And I can prove this absolutely. It's United Conservative Party of Alberta insiders who are responsible for the Dominion machines and the claim of the stolen election. Conservative Albertans. If you haven't noticed for the last 2 weeks, Donald J. Trump is bringing that up almost every other day. And we're going after these people. We're investigating. We're going through it. if I know who these people are and I could chase it easily, an average Joe, I'm a great researcher, all that. But can you imagine a professional American team in government, in the White House, Congress, and committee with massive funding? Can you imagine what they know? Canadians, all your politicians, love their crown, will kill for their crown, no different than Nazi Germany. These are insane individuals raised to believe they are divine, holy, brought by God. If you don't believe it, I urge everybody, go to Quebec City, the walled city, go to the Parliament of Quebec. Actually, you know what tomorrow I'm going to do? I'm going to dig out that video. It's on my phone. I never let that go because I hold that forever in case the day comes when Quebec wants to knock that down, just as Justin Trudeau ordered all of the Parliament to be hidden so that guys like me coming up, and now with AI, they don't want any of that known, that what Canada really is. But we have it from Parliament of Quebec. I know it was the Parliament of Canada too. It's unfortunate. I wish I had gone before COVID. It's funny how something like that can change a person. A guy who never travels out of province or very far to the United States to all of a sudden, all across Canada, all over the U.S. COVID changed me, and freedom of movement became imperative for me. So, folks, this is my video. It was a prayer answered. I prayed so hard, and God bless all of you who were with me on that prayer. Chad commented, but there's so many of you. And there was 11. And what I loved is you guys carried on through all three prayers. So that was a big deal because we were first on the post. And I know all of us in that, you feel that. And you know me, I post always on them. I've never posted a prayer on Canada, the 51st state, or basically begged through the White House to Donald J. Trump, please don't sign this. And here we are, prayer answered right after my video where I'm scared. You can all see I'm scared. I'm worked up because the scariest thing is Mark Carney winning this and we getting dragged out. But it isn't going to be dragged out. And I actually think that military intervention is soon going to be the escalation, and rightfully so. Come on, guys. Can you imagine finding out the President of the United States is putting CIA propaganda videos all over the country? I can tell you right here in Quebec, as I said in the last video, I listen on the radio in Quebec to the massive propaganda they're giving the Quebecois, and I'm going, whoa, they don't do this anywhere else in Canada. I see they don't make these radio station ads like this. Like, is this what they hit Quebecois with all the time? And they must, because I've been listening for 3 days, and it's like, wow, this is bull. This isn't true. These are lies. Anyways, folks, that's my video. I'm very tired. God bless. Now I'm going to have a good sleep. You can see it in my face. Tired, but yeah, prayers answered. And I think Canada 51st state's going to come way faster. I don't know within the year. I'm not going to say that. I still think we have to get to USMCA next year, and then we're really going to get hit. I think there's just still too many elbows up Canadians. But honestly, who the hell creates a fake video using the President of the United States, pays millions of dollars to have that made as an absolute lie? Only what Canada is and always has been with its crown. Nothing but a liarchy. And I used that word today. I created liarchy. And here's Trump, liars, right? And I guess it's amazing. It's amazing. God bless the United States. God bless Donald J. Trump. God bless all of you. Have sweet dreams. I know now I'm gonna. Okay. Bye now.